Assalamu alaikum, and to all non-Muslims and people of no faith, peace and blessings be on you from the beautiful faith of Islam. Jummah Mubarak is a really special day. So I've just got out of the mosque. It's perhaps, I will say, the best day of the week for me, or best day of the. I don't usually work on Fridays after Jummah. This is quite beautiful, and it's very, very sunny in here today. Really beautiful day. It's very sad what's happening in our country. So today I'll talk about a few things. First of all, I would like to say that I'm quite confident that this evil regime of this devil, I don't want the name, is over. She is history. There is no way. So I can see now the parents, everybody in the country are enraged with anger, and she will not be able to digest this. Regardless of what she has done before, this time I don't think it's going to work. I think it's just death and the blood. It's just too much. I don't think nation can live with it. Yeah. So I think she's gone. But there's a number, definitely. So I would like to say just one thing. How much tears I've shed in the last couple of weeks. Every time I watch these cries of this mother, imagine what is it like. I can't even imagine it, to be honest with you. They've all got kids. We know how much we love them. We know what goes into raising a child, and then that child becomes a teenager, a grown man, and then that life is taken like a butcher's knife. It's just unbearable. This pain is unbearable. And if it was my child, I will go and hunt that bitch like there is no tomorrow. If I didn't have Islam, I will probably tear her into pieces. That's what I would do. I'll kill her in a way that you understand. But because we are Muslim, we can't do that. But this is the rage you have. Now every single human being watching these barbarism will have that rage, and they want to. It's like a demonic feeling of destruction. You want to destroy it all, yeah. But this is why I think this video is quite important. Yes, I don't want to discourage anybody from the revolution, from the fight. You have to fight, and of course the Bengali diaspora, there is not much we could do because we can't really fight. We're doing our fight, but on the field, on the road, we can't do much. Yeah. So this is what is up to you, the heroes of our nation, this youth, the children. I salute you. You make me very, very proud. So I know you are fighting the war, and you will win. You already won. It's a matter of time how it finishes. So this is why the next conversation is very, very important, really important, because it will end. This will end, but the what happens next is the question. And I think I did another video on this. It is really important that we address this, and this is what this video is about. So now, first of all, as this demonic government flees the country, there will be a massive outrage, and people will be hunting this Kutta League, hunting this police, hunting the security forces, RAB, all these ministers. People will be. Remember what happened in Sri Lanka? They made them bare naked and hang them upside down. This can happen in Bangladesh as well. Yeah. So these guys will be butchered if this rage is not controlled. These demons will be butchered, and their houses will be on fire. Their lives will be on fire. Oh, so what I will say to the people of Bangladesh: please have Islam in your heart. Be the good people. Be the people with wisdom. Don't do that. Don't do that, because it doesn't look good on the fight, good on the death. It doesn't look good at all. So don't do that. This is why the leadership comes in, and it's so sad. We are devoid of leadership in our country. Everybody comes in politics because of their interest. Yeah, because there will be that minister, that party, this party. I mean, I shouldn't really do a blanket statement. I'm sure there are very, very good people in politics who come to do some good. But honestly, in Bangladesh, I see very few. Yeah, I have no faith. I have no faith in these people, in these political elites. Right. So this is my. Let's show you this. This is my Friday visit, and I come to this place of peace and tranquility. It's really, really amazing. I'll show you a bit. You can see how wonderful this place is. And because we are Bengalis, we love our greens. And I'll show you. It is just like so beautiful. Have a look. Can you see? See? So I'm gonna go for my walk shortly. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. Yeah. Right. So get back to where we are. So the leadership is so important. We haven't got much of a leadership. This is where I will urge the students amongst you. I have seen how clever you are, how many of you have got the leadership skills, but you need to really think big now. That how this rage is controlled, this is the leadership comes in. So you do not want to go after these people and hunt them like animals. You don't do that. But of course, there got to be justice, right? But you do not take justice in your own hand. You do not do that. And if you are a man of faith, like what we believe in Islam, we don't do that. There's a due process. You have to follow the due process. And yes, they will be punished, and they will be punished. But remember, their kids, their children, these people has got children. They've got families. Yeah? A lot of them are in as much pain as you are. Not everybody is same. They've got love in their heart as well. So please do not go and do silly things, yeah, and then scar the whole revolution. Because if you do that, that will be remembered all over the world as well. Now everybody from all over the world can see what's happening in Bangladesh. They will see if you end up being barbaric as these monsters, right? So I will say, don't be like them. Yeah. After you won the war, you're gonna win the war, but after that, the wisdom comes in. You have the rage, but channel the rage in a very, very good direction, right? So there's some. So I think we'll probably have got weeks, or probably got a few months ahead. So right now, there got to be some sort of thinking. There got to be some collective intellectual thinking. Yeah, I'm not sure if there is any think tank who is dealing with this. I'm not aware of any, but this is the moment where you need the think tank. These think tanks develop sometime over the centuries, for a cause they believe in, So you have to have the intellectual thinking going. What is it that what kind of nation do we want? We do not want to go back to where we were or we had been. No, everything about Bangladesh is wrong. So you have to have a new nation. That new nation cannot be back to where it was. It cannot be BMP, it cannot be Kutta League, it can't be Jamaat, it can't be all these other political parties. These are history. Please, I will say, just get rid of them all. Get rid of them all. Have a new foundation for new politics. You got to play a new kind of politics. Okay? That is relevant for this century. There are some good guys, I saw, but still, I don't know. I do not see many people who are really for the nation. They looks for just themselves, but I might be wrong. I might be generalizing in my approach, right? So there probably are some good guys. So I think the question is, I think I've got to give way to somebody. I think I've got to give way to somebody. Hold on a second. Let me just park it in a different place. Right, this is much better. What a wonderful view. What a wonderful view. Let's have a look. Wonderful, right? Okay. Right. Yeah. So where are we? It's about this new kind of politics. Now it's very, very important. Personally, I have been working on a new constitution for our nation for a while. I had a lot of thoughts. I will share it. So I'll publish the draft constitution there. I think any constitution needs to go through a consultation process, but of course it can't happen overnight. But preparation got to be made. We have a very, very, very polluted, infected constitution. It's awful. Okay. So there's few elements in the constitution. I think we've got to start thinking now. First of all, we have to have a new constitution. I'll very, very quickly highlight where the new of course you want to use one of the modern constitution as a base to start with, to make it relevant for our nation. We've got to have some very, very specific clauses, very specific articles, and I'll mention few. The first one being the freedom of expression and the independence of the press. Right now, it's a very, very high level word, but there's a lot of details within there's got to be regulation in the press. So what happens now? For example, in the West, press is taken over by Rupert Murdoch and few of these far right nutters. Destroyed the media. They call there's a freedom of press, freedom of expression in the West. It happens. It's a disaster. It's awful. If you look at the coverage of the Gaza genocide, you can see how twisted this media is, how twisted, how not free this media is. There's no journalists left in the West. So these are the people you don't want to look up to. They are corrupt. They are morally bankrupt, right? So in Bangladesh, as I say, we are a fantastic nation. We now have an opportunity to do better than these thugs, these Western thugs, right? So about press, about independent press and freedom of speech. So the Western model is failed, doesn't work, right? So we've got to find a mechanism by which the media ownership is regulated. Who can own the media? I would go to say that some of this could be funded nationally from taxpayers' money. You really want to have a true journalism. the brave, true journalism, to get the meaning of the word. So rather than funded by Western capitalists or funded by the rulers, it's got to be funded differently. So you take that away, you take the motive away. And then you need to have a regulation so that it's non-partisan. The media is non-biased. It reports, yeah. And yes, there could be opinion columns. So every newspaper got to represent different opinions, yeah. So this is why it's very, very important. Then the journalism comes down to their bravery, their creativity, right? So this is where that constitution has got to be embedded in the constitution. I think that's really a big aspect of it. And the second big element is this, which again, nowhere in the West they have got it. It's just like who can be a politician? Big question. So yes, you want to pay them well so that they can live a decent life, yeah. But what you don't want people with money buying politics. That's happened in the West. They're buying politicians, they're buying politics, they're buying public opinions, right? So this is really, really important, that there is a proper due diligence process of the politician. We do not want the politician who doesn't love the country. We do not want the politician who has got foreign passport. We do not want the politician who has got assets overseas. They have got their kids overseas. They go for the treatment overseas. No, these should all be constitutionally banned. So you get real soul of the country in politics. They want to live in the country. They want to do good for their nation. Again, now very, very important. So we talked about two really significant elements in my view. This is the new constitution has to address. And also there got to be, again, in my view, I suggest a national strategic and executive committee. Yeah, that is very, very important. So these I will say these are the technocrats of our nation, and we have got that in various ways, but you need that because this is what will make the nation very, very successful, because these people are non-partisan, but they are very, very clever within their fields, within economy, every single. So I will say, for example, every single ministry has got a chief secretary to the treasury. In Bangladesh, I think they call it chief, right? So these are very, very key position of every single ministry, and these got to be with careful due diligence. You want to pick the best of the best. These are not politicians, so you can really hunt them from overseas. You can headhunt them from overseas. Get the best of the talent, so they can do the best of the job for the nation, right? So then again, so basically every single ministry will have this chief secretary to the minister. These are chiefs in every single ministry. Now, they will all be part of this committee, as well as other talents. You want to bring other talents in this committee, right? So you can make the committee very, very powerful, yeah, non-partisan, independent, yeah. Also, you can bring some judiciaries from the defense as well. So basically, you make a technocratic group of people. They are not MPs, so they are not politicians, but they are there as a foundation line for the nation. So, and these are the people who will be regulating the election commission. So make sure that true and fair election takes place, right? So they will have that power, and especially when there is a transition of power. So whenever election is called, the power immediately switches to these technocrats, because they run this country anyway. Remember, behind all these ministers, there's always a chief, yeah, a chief secretary who runs everything for that minister. They know everything about that ministry. So they are now part of this executive committee. Now, these technocrats runs the country in any way, because they understands the civil administration, right? So you have them, and then when the election is declared, the prime minister and the president, they resign from their job. It comes to this committee. They run this country until the new prime minister and new president is elected, right? So this committee is really, really important for Bangladesh. And I think this probably is first thing we should do as a nation. even before changing the constitution, just form this committee as a non-partisan approach for the nation, for the good of the nation, and let them structure the country to get it ready for our next election. When we are doing I'll come back to that in a minute. When we want to do the election, before that, we want to set these technocrats to stabilize the country, right? That will be a fantastic start, okay? Then I think there are a lot of other issues in the constitutions to make it modern, to bring in sustainability, fairness, openness, and all that, transparency, to avoid how can you not have military coups, and all this, basically all these different things, and the government, the new constitution I've drafted addresses that. And I think, again, as a nation, we can go through a consultation process, exploring different options, yeah? And one thing we must make it clear, look, I'm a Muslim, I'm a practicing Muslim. I think in this day and age, a nation got to be secular, especially given our country, Bangladesh. We have got people of all faith, right? Even if they are minority. It doesn't have to be a Muslim, it doesn't have to be an Islamic nation, yeah? Because Islam is so powerful. I understand the aspiration of all Muslims to live under a Sharia and Islamic law, yeah? But time and time again, we have seen all over the world, these are all failed models. Every single one of them are a failed model. So in this modern world, not that we shouldn't aspire to one. Yes, we should. But in my view, what is pragmatic and practical, we should have a secular constitution. And when, I'm telling you one thing, when there is a religious freedom, no religion can stand a chance with Islam. Islam is so powerful. It's so sound on human being. So I would never go to the Islamic route, because Islam can defend, can articulate itself very well. Okay? Bangladesh is a country that is anti-Islam. Everybody, I'm a terrorist because I've got a beard. I've never done politics in my life. And I hate all the fundamentalists. But this bitch will call me rajakar, wouldn't she? Yeah? She will call me whatever. But we're Muslim, right? So we will always promote Islam. Islam is, to us, is a great thing. So, but it doesn't have to be part of the constitution. That's my view, right? I know others will disagree with it. Just remember, we have got Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim on our constitution now. What did that serve? A butchering people is the worst kind of crime happened anywhere in the world. All you have got Bismillah. So what? We don't have that Bismillah in the constitution. Yeah. So please park that. Make that a true secular state where there is a true religious freedom. This is when Islam will flourish. When you have a true freedom to speak your mind, yeah, and Islamic education, yeah, Islamic theology got to be promoted, as opposed to saying as a terrorist thing. It's not. You have to understand Islam. For those of us who live overseas, a lot of us were very secular. We all became very practicing Muslim because we learn to find out what actual Islam is. What is the Islamic theology? In Bangladesh, people don't have the opportunity. Yeah. Nowadays we do. We've got a lot of young brothers, mashallah, they're coming in, excellent speakers, very knowledgeable. You want the young generation to see Islam is not all about putting a cloth on top of your head and having long beard. None of that. It regulates every aspect of our society. And in Bangladesh, we might not know. Everything we do is in a way come from Islam. You do that subconsciously without knowing it's regulated by Islam. Right? So I wouldn't really expand on it. Okay? So I talked about the constitution. It's very, very important. We got to really start thinking about this. At the same time, we need to really form this national executive very, very urgently, because the country needs to be taken over very soon. I hope there are people who are thinking, and then they can start thinking about this seriously. Then we come to the politics, yeah? And I will say, just somehow we have to let this ancient politics go, yeah? BNP, what is this about? Yes, we had a We had one leader, and now his wife and his son. What the hell is this? We had another guy, yeah? Another guy in the freedom. He has got whole family in the politics. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What gives these people any credibility to run the country? They don't. Dump them. Dump all of them. There should not be any. Just because you're born somewhere in a particular family, you should get a political position. That is for ignorant. And I'm urging the Bengalis, please get out of this ignorance. These people are idiots. They don't know nothing about politics. They don't know nothing about this world. Yeah, they might know a little, but there are much cleverer people in the country. Yeah, so just get out of this dogma. Yeah, no. So all these parties, just dump them, get rid of them. People, please do not vote for these people. Okay, do not vote any of these parties. All these ancient parties. We need new parties with a new mandate. Guys, be creative. Create your own political parties. Be hundreds of parties. So what? Yeah? Fight for your district. Fight for your local people. Have your own movement. Doesn't have to be national. Do your local movement. Right? The whole purpose of politics is to serve people. It's not a mafia. Right? Right? So what district you are on, do your local politics. Yeah? Pick up your local causes. Do your local development. Fight on those ground. Okay? You can do that nationally. Great. But have a new political platform. Okay? And so this is my comment about politics. And the next very important thing is this. It's about the social media. Yes, it's serving its purpose, but we know how dangerous the social media can be. And it is very difficult to regulate. You will not be able to regulate any of these. So this is, again, there is a lot of foreign people. I mean, a lot of these platforms are controlled by Zionists, controlled by the capitalists who doesn't serve our interest, right? So yes, at the moment, it is serving us. I'm not sure whether it's serving us. You can see that because without the social media, of course, people wouldn't get the message. But there got to be something we have to do in terms of social media. Okay? Now, because of the availability of the technology, it is so easy. It is so easy to develop your own platform. If the country is free, we can develop our own platform. Yeah? Competing with Facebook and Google, it could be a nation funded by the government, a national platform. Again, it could be managed by this executive committee I'm talking about. So it's non-partisan. But then again, it's fantastic. It has got a completely free platform, but it's devoid of any foreign influence, right? So this could be done. In the past, it could have been very expensive. Now, because of the blockchain, because of so many other technologies coming in the market, yeah, it's free, it's open source. We could develop on ourselves. Again, it's a long-term thinking, yeah? But it will be the first nation. We will be the first nation, yeah, to come across with that. So, as I said, the word free has got connotations in the West. Nobody in the West are free. We're all chained. We're all chained by the far right. We're all chained by the globalism. We are all chained by the capitalism. Yeah? Yeah, everything is controlled here. It's not free. Nobody is free. Yes, I can talk and stuff like that. But when it comes to the crunch, matter of significant importance, like what happened in Gaza, there's nothing we could do. This genocide is promoted in the West. Actively promoted in the West. And it happened. They're slaughtering people. And you cannot even say police will come, just like the way they've been brutal in Bangladesh, they've been brutal here too. Just the way they've been brutal in Bangladesh, they're brutal here too. Look at Germany, what happened. Look at France, what happened. UK and America, what they've done to the students. They beat the shit out of them, right? So yes, you are free unless you're allowed to be free in the West. So they are not totally free either. It's not a good model you should follow, okay? We should have to develop our own model. We have the talent, we have the capacity, the quality. We can do it, guys. As I said, in my view, Bangladesh will be one of the talent bank of the world. It has got the potential to be one of the greatest of all nations. and we have got a foundations to develop it now. Guys, please do. I know you are now, you're fighting a war. You have to win this war. And I am giving these words of optimism at a time when I know the win is near. You're going to win this war. But you have to start thinking what happens after you win the war. Please. Okay? It's very, very, very important. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.